UNICEF takes steps to improve child nutrition in Plateau State. Plateau State Command meets with stakeholders on peace. Accreditation of participating universities begins ahead of Nuga Games 2025. I am Bilkis Nuhu. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online, and other social media platforms showing on your screen. Nigeria's quest for Category C seat in the International Maritime Organization Council has continued to receive global endorsement. The latest is coming from the government of Switzerland when the country's ambassador to Nigeria, Patrick Felix Egloff, paid a courtesy visit to the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, in Abuja. Chukunonso Wabuze reports.
Category C seat for Nigeria at the International Maritime Organization IMO Council would no doubt enable the nation make meaningful contributions to international maritime operations and governance. As IMO's October-November 2025 election draws closer, the government of Switzerland is joining other countries in supporting Nigeria's candidacy with the presentation of its letter of endorsement by her ambassador to Nigeria, Patrick Felix Egloff.
You're a very important country, you're a very strong country, and in particular in this field of maritime issues. So Switzerland is very happy to support. You're a very strong candidate who's on board your candidacy.
The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, said the support is a testament to the hard work and dedication of the federal government towards upholding international maritime standards, adding that Nigeria's election will result in a more robust and sustainable global maritime industry.
There's a lot of opportunities for investment, deep sea ports, building ones, deep sea ports, in addition to the existing ones. The Lekki Butcher is one of the best in time. We want to replicate that in the further parts of the country.
The minister used the ambassador's visit to highlight key transformations being witnessed within the country's maritime sector, leading to the development of an all-encompassing national policy on marine and blue economy. Chukunonso Mwapweze, NTN News.
The General of Police, Kaede Ebetokun, is urging nations to embrace global partnership in tackling the growing threats of cattle rustling in Africa. Speaking at the 27th Interpol African Regional Conference in Cape Town, the IGP highlights how cattle rustling has evolved into a transnational crime, fueling terrorism, financing, and cross-border criminal networks. He notes that the problem is now entangled with wider security issues, such as the trafficking of dangerous materials and the outbreak of livestock-borne diseases.
Through special policing operations, financial intelligence collaboration, technology development, community engagement, and CPRN preparedness. These initiatives show that Africa has the capacity not only to identify the problem, but to craft innovative solutions. Nigeria stands ready to share its experiences and lessons with sister nations. Nigeria stands ready.
The sidelines of the conference, Ebetokun also met with Interpol and Brazilian officials, deepening cooperation on intelligence exchange and joint efforts against organized crime. He reaffirms Nigeria's commitment to leading in regional security, sharing best practices with partners, and building the resilience needed to keep Africa and the wider world safe. Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, in collaboration with security agencies, are set for the conduct of Saturday's local council elections in the state. This was affirmed at a strategic meeting with stakeholders. Emmanuel Lene was there and now reports.
Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, Dr. Michael Ode, says the commission is at the implementation stage of the election process as sensitive, non-sensitive materials and other logistics are in place.
We are good in logistics. We are good. We've procured a lot of vehicles, bikes, boats, trucks, and in terms of all the dynamics of election preparation, we are absolutely ready to go.
All service commanders and heads of paramilitary agencies in the state were in attendance at the strategic meeting to appraise the preparedness of RISEC and the security agencies in the state ahead of the Saturday local government election. Rivers State Commissioner of Police Olugbenga Adepoju says the meeting is to critically review the standard operating procedure ahead of the election and to remind the security agencies to be on their guard during the Saturday local government council elections. The security agencies are satisfied with their arrangements and are prepared to deliver fair and credible elections.
Preparedness for this election by RISEC, as far as we are concerned, are satisfied. What remains is to execute it, and it is now on us, the security agencies, to deliver.
There will be restriction of movement on election day from 12 midnight Friday to 6 p.m. Saturday. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
Plateau State Independent Electoral Commission says it is satisfied with the progress being made on the continuous voter registration in the state. The resident electoral commissioner, Muhammad Abubakar Sadiq, stated this in Jos while reacting to the response of voters. The report. The continuous voters registration, which began on the 18th of this month, offers opportunity for those that are 18 years of age to register. This is to enable them participate in the country's political programs, particularly the 2027 general elections. So far, considerable progress has been made as INEC has registered some prospective voters.
We have taken time to sensitize stakeholders, ranging from Interconsultative Committee on Election Security, IPAC, that's Interparty Consultative Committee, religious organizations, and we are impressed that these messages has reached out, to the people of Plateau State in view of the number, of registrants. In fact, before I come in this afternoon, we have over 4,000 registrants that have applied, to be registered. So we look forward, to providing services across the 17 local government areas in Plateau State.
INEC, the resident electoral commissioner, says is handling cases of transfer of migrants from local government areas of the state.
We are also handling cases of transfer. In Nigeria, we have migrants from one state to another, from one local government to another, or one community to the other. So this is an opportunity for them to reach out in our portal to mention this where they have relocated, so that necessary measures will be taken to move them to the polling units or local government that is nearer to them. Apart from this, some people have also lost their permanent voters card. Some people have defaced permanent voters card in view of mishandling. So this is another opportunity for those category of voters, to approach us for renewal of this important document.
He seeks the cooperation of stakeholders towards the success of the exercise. Plateau State Police Command is asking those fomenting crisis in communities to desist from such acts, as it will not hesitate to apply the laws on such people. This was at a meeting with traditional and community leaders from Irigwe Chiefdom following recent attacks in the area. Ijoma Ozomina reports.
During the meeting, the community leaders expressed their concerns to the Commissioner of Police and shared first-hand accounts of the incidents that have affected the Irigwe Chiefdom. Debra Ngwe Irigwe, Reverend Ronko Aku, thanked the Commissioner of Police for convening the meeting. He says the people of Irigwe Chiefdom are peaceful and accommodating to all and have never attacked any of their neighboring communities, but have been consistently victims of incessant attacks by armed bandits. The Commissioner of Police appreciates the paramount ruler and the community leaders for honoring the call for peace, emphasizing the importance of collaborative efforts between law enforcement agencies and community leaders in ensuring peace and security in the region.
To rub minds together today, to speak out, and hear from each other, and also come out with what we are going to do to promote peace.
CP Adeshina reassured them that patrol and surveillance operations have been improved upon to thwart any further criminal activity in Irigwe Chiefdom and the state at large. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
Early childhood nutrition and increased investment in nutrition services have been identified as some critical components in ending incidences of malnutrition in Plateau State. This was at a media engagement on nutrition trends in Jos. Indiang and Abuja reports.
Statistics indicate that 2 out of every 3 children experience food poverty, leading to malnutrition that affects the cognitive and overall development of a child, especially within the first 1,000 days of life. Malnutrition, especially amongst children, is a source of public health concern affecting millions of children in Nigeria, contributing to 45% of all deaths amongst children under 5 as a result of poor dietary intake, illness, socioeconomic and environmental factors. It is in this regard that the UNICEF, in collaboration with development partners, introduced the Child Nutrition Fund, designed to accelerate sustainable policies and supplies to end child wasting. It allows states and local governments to double investment in essential services that prevent, dictate, and treat child wasting. Plateau State, in collaboration with UNICEF, has keyed in as it is a beneficiary of one of the commodities known as Small Quantity Lipid Nutrient Supplies, SQLNS, for children 6 to 23 months of age, which tackles iron deficiency anemia, severe wasting, and stunting, among others.
The moment they start complementary feeding at 6 months, so they start that SQLNS up to 23 months. So, and it will go a long way to reduce the burden of malnutrition in the state.
Ahead of the handover of the nutrition supplies procured towards the Child Nutrition Fund, journalists were brought together to understand trend in child nutrition and the need to publicize it.
Give me also an insight to how to navigate through developmental journalism to ensure that this issue of malnutrition is addressed.
In Jos, Indian and the Abuja, NTA News.
We have in the studio Philomena Irene, nutrition specialist, UNICEF Bauchi Field Office. You're welcome to the studio, ma.
Thank you very much.
In the last decade or so, issues of exclusive breastfeeding has taken center stage, especially between the period of 6 and 3 months have been identified as the crucial in a child's development. Why is this important?
Thank you very much. In the last decade, the issue of exclusive breastfeeding has taken a forefront because researchers have shown that exclusively breastfeeding a child is the best food for the child. It's the first milk for the child. Breast milk contains all the minerals, vitamins, protein a child needs, and also adequate water for the child. So for the period of 0 to 6 months, the only food a child needs, the only water, minerals, vitamins that child needs is from the breast milk. And thankfully, God has provided it. We don't need to warm it. We don't need to prepare it. It's already prepared. It comes prepared already for the baby to take. So it's a cost-effective intervention, which researchers have proven. So that's why UNICEF, in collaboration with state governments and other partners, are making sure there's enough awareness and mobilization of families, communities, especially caregivers, so that we can increase our exclusive breastfeeding rate, particularly in Nigeria.
Okay. It is said that 2 out of 3 children are at risk of food poverty. Can you tell us more about that?
Thank you very much. While it is important that the child takes breast milk, and it is the only food the child takes for the period of 0 to 6 months, from 6 months upwards to 23 months, which is the period where other foods, which we call complementary food, is added to breast milk, because there's increased nutrient need for the body of the child. And in Nigeria, it has shown that only 2 out of every children in that period of from 6 months to 2 years are suffering from food poverty. What that means is 2 out of every 3 children do not meet the minimum dietary diversity. We all know the food classes: carbohydrate, protein, minerals, and vitamins. In Nigeria, out of those 5 groups, 2 out of 3 do not take enough. And so that means they are living in food poverty. And this will affect their cognitive development, their body development, and will also affect them in future. And that is why UNICEF, in collaboration with state government, we are creating awareness on the importance of adequate complementary feeding during this period, and also the gains for the state and also families and communities.
Okay, what is the minimum dietary requirement for that age bracket?
Thank you. For that age bracket, it is important that children between the age of 6 to 23 months consume adequate food that is rich in protein, rich in carbohydrates, rich in vitamins, rich in minerals, that will address issues of iron deficiency, stunting, wasting, and also build their immunity so that they can grow very well, attain their full potential. And this is the period where their brain is developing, where we have active brain cells are developing. 75% of the brain develops during this period. And that is why we are laying more emphasis on it now, because of the gains and also the importance, so that children can attain their full potential in life.
Thank you very much, Philomena Irene, nutrition specialist from UNICEF Bauchi Field Office.
Thank you so much for having me in your studio today.
Panorama will continue shortly after this break. In a bid to strengthen the protection of women's inheritance rights in Plateau State, Gender and Equal Opportunities Commission, in collaboration with the Norwegian Refugee Council, held an advocacy engagement with stakeholders on women and girls' rights and access to land, housing, and property. Priscilla Grumnan has details.
Gathered here are women, religious leaders, civil society organizations, traditional rulers, officials of Gender and Equal Opportunities Commission, Norwegian Refugee Council, and stakeholders, as well as government representatives. The advocacy engagement is targeted towards strengthening awareness and interfacing with stakeholders on legislative action and institutional capacity to protect women's rights to land, housing, and property in Plateau State.
I'm a strong advocate that women should also be included, so that they will also benefit from inheritance within our society.
This is a good development that will help the women to have a stand in the place of the death of the husband or anything that happens to the husband.
While appreciating the NRC for its partnership and advocacy, Chairperson Gender and Equal Opportunities Commission, Olivia Dazem, said the engagement is designed to raise awareness on the importance of safeguarding women's inheritance rights through law and policy. She emphasized that property ownership and inheritance are fundamental to women's empowerment, economic independence, and social inclusion.
Use this opportunity to build a shared commitment to ensure that no woman, no girl is denied her right to inheritance, housing, land, and property, simply because of her gender.
The event featured panel discussions, question and answer sessions, as well as testimonies and life experiences from women who were denied inheritance. With such advocacy engagements, stakeholders expressed optimism that the message on women's inheritance rights will resonate widely, promising to step down the discussions in their communities in order to promote awareness, change perceptions, and support the enforcement of the law in Plateau State. In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
As preparations intensify ahead of the 27th edition of the Nigeria University Games Association, NUGA 2025, the accreditation of participating universities has commenced at the University of Jos, the host institution of the competition. Again, Priscilla Grumnan reports.
Speaking during the accreditation, chairperson of the NUGA Accreditation Committee, Eunice Adebayo, explained that the accreditation is a key step in ensuring that all participating universities, athletes, and officials meet the requirements for the competition. The committee is working towards a seamless and successful hosting of the multi-sport event.
Date is close. Normally you accredit athletes for us to know who those athletes are and that they are bona fide students of the university, and they all meet the requirements, NUGA requirements, to participate in the games.
Chairman of the Technical Committee for NUGA 2025, Professor Yakasim, stated that necessary arrangements are being put in place to upgrade sporting arenas, provide modern equipment, and ensure standard technical support for the games.
Got the technical allowances for technical officials who are going to officiate all the 22 games that we are going to hold here. And also we have the technical equipment. We have what we call competition equipment and training equipment for the host universities. I'm very sure what we are seeing here at the tail end, majority of the facilities within the campus will be ready for the competition.
27th edition of the Nigerian University Games is expected to commence on the 5th of November 2025 and will last for 3 weeks. In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
The new Director General of the Nigeria Television Authority, NTA, Rotimi Pedro, says the organization is poised towards propagating the sports economy agenda of the federal government through effective collaboration with relevant stakeholders in the sports sector. This follows his interaction with board members of the Nigeria Premier Football League, led by Chairman Benga Elegbeleye, who visited the organization in Abuja. Austin Edemodu tells us more.
Television Authority NTA is a brand that prides itself in sports content production and broadcast through specialized sports channel. The new Director General of the organization, Rotimi Pedro, is already settling down for business with his August visitor, the chairman of the board of the Nigerian Professional Football League, Benga Elegbeleye. The visit is necessitated by the desire to chart a new course with NTA for sustainable growth and development of the Nigerian Premier Football League.
NTA can compete fairly with other TV stations in the world. Broadcast stations in the world. Because you have what it takes, you have the reach. The next thing is to create more content. And football is in our own content for any TV.
The NTA boss says the fruitful interaction is a clear demonstration of his determination to sustain the vision of NTA as trailblazer in sports broadcasting in Nigeria and beyond.
So we're hoping to be able to help you grow or the work that you've done in the last 3 years to take it to the next level together with you. Because it's less of a commercial assignment, but it's more of a national assignment because we need to grow that sports economy. And that's the mandate of Mr. President.
No doubt it is a new beginning of partnership that is expected to yield the desired results in the sports sector. In Abuja, Austin Edemodu, NTA News.
Join Olumide Eguntola for stories trending in the sporting world.
Asaba, the Delta State capital, is agog as athletes from different parts of the country have settled down for the 9th National Youth Games ahead of the Friday opening ceremony. 6,382 athletes and officials are participating in the games as 4,961 athletes are competing in 37 sporting events, with coaches perfecting winning strategies.
I'm very prepared because during training in Abuja, I was training almost every day and perfecting my routine on all apparatus.
Me and my colleagues here, we are prepared enough to achieve a lot of our aims.
In football, camped in Abuja, Nigeria's under-20 female national team, the Falconets, are getting set for the first leg of their second-round World Cup qualifying match against their counterpart from Rwanda, slated for Kigali on the 21st September, with the second leg scheduled for the 27th September at the Lake Salami Stadium in Ibadan.
They have some team players in their team, but we'll be able to neutralize them with our strategy. As we go on with our training section, we have at least 2 more weeks to prepare, and I think the girls will catch up, and we'll be able to face them and do the needful.
In the Nigerian Professional Football League, Week 2 actions continue this weekend as Shooting Stars will attempt to redeem their image in an away date with Benden Insurance. Newcomers Barra will be the guests of Bayelsa United. Ikorodu United will host El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri at Mobolaji Johnson Sports Arena, Onikan, Lagos, in one of the star matches of the weekend. In the English Premier League, Chelsea takes on Fulham as Liverpool locks on with Arsenal in what football lovers described as a cracker. In tennis, Japanese 4-time major winner Naomi Osaka cruised through to the US Open third round Thursday, overwhelming American Ali Baptist 6-3, 6-1 in a dominant performance. Osaka, twice US Open champion, has not reached the third round at the Flushing Meadows since 2021, but looked very comfortable as she qualified for the next round. With sports update, Olumide Egutola, NT News.
Panorama today from Jos. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.